What's up, Bill? Elko. I am putting a metal conditioner. I'm putting SX 572 and I think 549 metal conditioner on the raw metal. Hold on, let me turn this fan off. So I'm putting a metal conditioner, metal treatment and metal conditioner on, and you're like, man, you're spraying raw metal with water. It's gonna rust. Actually, it's not. It's actually a chemical reaction, and it's gonna turn it into a zinc phosphate, and since I'm rinsing it off with cold water, it's gonna turn it coffee brown. Like, see how it's turning brown, like that coffee brown? That's what it's doing. Now, if I was to rinse it off with hot water, it looked like a brand new quarter. But since I'm rinsing it off with cold water, it's gonna do that right there. And that's not rust. That's actually a zinc phosphate. So what I'm actually putting on there is SX 579, and that's the conditioner. And you put it on there and you scrub it off, and then you rinse it off until the water shields off of itself. And it puts a zinc phosphate over it, and it keeps it from surface rusting. It gives you like 10 to 14 days to do whatever you're gonna do, and then you can epoxy it. So I'm doing this so it won't get any surface rust, because tomorrow is the cruise in, and that's that. So there's the gas cap right there, like that. Let me plug my phone back up. It's in critical mode. It's in critical mode. What about the bottom? The panels are just screwed in right now. So I still got to take the panels out. They're just sitting in there. They're just held in with sheet screws. So I will take the panels out, spray the bottom of them, epoxy the bottom of them, put them back in there, screw them back down. Yeah, so let me show you right quick. Yeah, see, they're just screwed down right now. So what I'll do is I'll take the panels back out, spray the backside of them, treat them, put them back down, screw them back down, and then I gotta drill holes every 6 inches all the way across and plug this whole thing. Yeah, I'm welding this solid. Every bit of this will be welded solid. All this will be welded. Everything will be welded. It'll be just like a bed floor. It'll be just like a bed floor in a normal truck. I just had to do it in pieces. Because that roller is only 36 inches deep. So basically, this metal treat, you treat both sides of the metal, and then you rinse it off with cool water, and it puts a zinc phosphate over the metal, and it gives you like 14 days with no surface rust, none whatsoever. And then once I treat the bottom, before I put it back down, what I'll do is I'll take the panels. Yeah, I can't use that. That stuff don't work with the epoxy that I work with. So a lot of people do use that, but the epoxy that I use don't like that. So I use PPG's Metal Treat because I use their epoxy. There's all different kinds of Metal Treat out there. You just got to make sure whatever Metal Treat you're using is compatible with the epoxy that you're using. Yeah, you can't use petroleum products because petroleum and paint don't mix, so WD-40 won't work. So what I'll do, Bill, is I'll take the panels, off, I'll treat the bottom of them, I'll spray 1 coat of epoxy on the bottom of them, I'll spray the frame, I'll spray it, then I will spray weld-through primer. I will mark it where the 1-inch tubing goes. Then when I flip it over, the sections that are getting welded, I will spray copper weld-through primer on the sheet metal and the tubing. So when I squeeze them together, there'll be copper in between, copper weld-through primer. And then when I drill a hole to spot weld the sheet metal to the frame in the bed, the copper inside between the 2 panels will keep it from rusting. So, and go from there. Then once all that's done, then when all the sheet metal is welded in, then I'll go back and do all the metal work, clean it up, get it ready, and paint it. I'm gonna paint the bed orange. I done decided I'm gonna paint it orange. I treated the top of the truck too. I treated the top. So I'm rinsing all this off. And then in the morning, I'll come in. Tape everything up, and epoxy the roof of the truck. I'll go ahead and epoxy the roof of the truck. I'll epoxy the top of the truck, and then I'm going to set the hood on the truck, and then plug up the tail light. Plug up the tail lights and take it for a drive. Take it for a drive. Well, that's what it's all about, Bill. Learning something every day. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I see there's 87 people, 94 people in here. Let my battery charge just a little bit more. My phone charger cord broke. Let me show you this right here. Look at this. Y'all see that? Look. The little thingamajiggy, it broke. So I had to go get me a phone charger. So my phone is charging. So let it get up to about 7 or 8%, and I'll walk around the truck and I'll talk to you about it. So the bed floor is out of 18 gauge carbon steel, pickled metal. So today, look, boy, she's tucking. She's on the bumper is on the ground where we're going. You're going to hell if you ain't saved. I'm just saying, that's what they tell me. If you ain't saved, you're going to hell. That's what they say. You're going to bust hell wide open. So, boy, look at that floor. So that's that. I'm really happy for the day. Got a lot done. I actually didn't start on that until about 11 o'clock. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So about 3 o'clock, and about 3 o'clock I was done. So about 4 hours. So about 4 hours I got that done. So about 4 hours. Like I said, my buddy Jeremiah, he came by today to help me hold the panels because the panels are so big. And if I was here, then the panel would be drooped over in the bead roller. So those extra hands worked out great. Let me get me something to set on. Let me get something to set on. Hurry up, grab a bucket. So like I said, about 4 hours worth of work. 8 if you count him. So if you say 2 men, 4 hours, that's 8 hours. That's an 8-hour day. So that's a half a day. Well, that's a quarter of a day. So somebody sent me a message. Somebody texted me. I don't know who texted me. Somebody texted me. Somebody that I guess somebody seen the picture on Facebook or YouTube or something. They texted me and said, "Hey man, how much did that floor cost?" Well, I don't know who you were, and I don't know who you text. I don't know. Here, let me give you some communication etiquette. Okay. When somebody calls you and you answer the phone, don't say just hello. Say, "Hey, this is Built on a Budget." You know. So when you call me, I say, "This is Jeremy." Because I said, you called me, right? So you need to introduce yourself. So let's do this. All right, let's do this in second person, all right? All right. Ring, ring. Hello. Hello, this is Jeremy. Hey, this is Bob. I'm calling to ask you some questions about doing some stuff. Okay, Bob, what you got? Where'd you see me at, Bob? Well, I seen you on Google. Oh, okay, cool. What you got, Bob? I got a 79 GMC pickup truck. Okay, great, Bob. What can I do for you? See, that's how that works, right? When you text somebody and say, "Hey man, how much you charge me to paint my truck?" I don't know. $1 million. I don't know. Hey man, how much you charge me to do this? I don't know. $1 million. So, and then I've had people say, "Well, you ain't gotta be an asshole." Well, I'm not. If I could read minds, Built would be pushing me around at Vegas because we would be filthy rich. I can't read minds. So therefore, if I can't read minds, I can't help you. Right? So whoever sent me a message today asking me about this bed floor and how much this bed floor cost. Well, there's a lot of variables, a lot, right? So that bed floor there is raised up 13 3/8 inches. So where the stock floor was at, this floor is raised up 13 3/8 to finish height, okay? So you can do a lot of things, right? Let's say that you got a truck with a bed that's garbage. The floor is no good, right? And you just want to build off of that. Okay, fine. And you use that as a base and build up. Okay, fine. You can do that if you want to. You have to decide on how high you want to go up, right? Okay. So, like this. Let's say you want to raise your floor 10 inches, right? Say you want to raise your floor 10 inches, right? Well, you're going to have to raise everything 10 inches, right? So if you don't cut out your old floor and you're going to build off of your old floor and put a C-notch, right? Let's say you're going to put a 6-inch C-notch in your truck and you got to cut across the bed so your C-notch can come up through the floor. Most people just cover up the hump where the C-notch is at, and that's okay if that's what you want to do. Well, you can't use the bed if you do that. Not readily, easily, because you got this speed bump in the middle, right? If you get water in the front of the bed, if you don't put drain holes in the bed, the water's just gonna sit in the bed. All right, so you got this speed bump in the middle in between the wheel wells. Now, a lot of people do it. There's nothing wrong with it, and they don't never haul nothing in their bed or their truck but air, and that's okay. All right, that's okay. So if you put a 6-inch notch in your truck, in the bed of your truck, and you cut your floor out in the center so your notch can come through, and you just don't want that speed bump in the middle, you want to raise your bed floor up to cover everything so your bed floor looks like a stock bed floor, then you can do that. By doing that, you can cut a bunch of stuff loose, section the bed, and raise the bed floor up, okay? There's some companies out there that sell bed floor extensions where you can raise the bed floor up such and such, whatever, and that's using a stock bed floor, because you got the cross braces and all that stuff in your stock bed floor, right? Well, let's say you want to build off of your floor, off your stock bed floor, and you want to build a custom floor like this, okay? No problem, right? So you have to figure out if you want access panels, if you want to make it accessible, your gas cap, if you're doing a remote gas tank. There's a lot of moving parts. But just let's say you want to raise your bed floor up 10 inches or 6 inches because you got a 6-inch notch. Well, you're going to have to raise it up higher than 6 inches because you got to build something off of the notch, right? So you're going to have to build it up 7 inches to finish height. And you're going to have to use 1x1 rectangular tubing, 11 gauge. Now you can probably get away with some thinner stuff, but you're going to have to use more tubing. You're going to have to use more tubing to achieve what you want to achieve. It's like building a house. You put your studs on if you're building a house and you put your studs on 16-inch centers, you're actually putting them on 15 3/4, right? You're putting them on 15 3/4. Therefore, a 2x4 is actually 1 3/4. If you set back 15 3/4, you put your stud on 15 3/4. That means the center of that 2x4 is at 16 inches. So when you go to throw your plywood up there and you hit a nail in there, bam, you're right there where you're supposed to be, right? So with that being said, if you're building a bed floor and you use 1x1 rectangular tubing, 11 gauge, and 11 gauge is 1/8 inch, which is 1.25 or 1/8, right? So 11 gauge is the thickness how they measure metal. So 11 gauge is what I used for the tubing. The sheet metal that's on the bed is 18 gauge. In metal, the higher the number, the thinner the metal. So 18 gauge is thicker than 20 gauge, right? 20 gauge is thinner than 18, right? Most all new cars in the last 20 some years, the panels are at least 18, 20. Some of this new stuff is like 24 gauge, 28 gauge. It's like paper thin, right? So the metal in the bed of this bed right here is 18 gauge thickness, right? The rails in the bed are 1x1 rectangular tubing, hot rolled, and they are 11 gauge thick, which is 1/8 inch, right? Being 1/8 inch, you can put the centers on 16-inch centers and you're good. Now, I wouldn't advise anybody to get up there and walk around on the bed, not in between the floor joists, because it's probably going to buckle a little bit. Ain't nobody getting on there walking. That's not what it's for. Now, if you want me to build you a raised bed floor and you're going to be walking and hauling stuff, then we can change the design. But we're just talking about this bed. We're just talking about a bed floor. If you want to raise your bed floor up, if you got a 6-inch notch and your notch comes through your floor and you want to raise your floor up, you got to raise your floor up at least 7 inches. So, or you have to drop down, and if you're going to run the metal right on top of the notch, then you can make it level, but you're going to have to run the tubing on the left and the right side so you got something to grab. Do you sleep in a bed? So with that being said, all right, let's say you just want to raise your bed floor up 7 inches. You figure out what you want to do. the bed's completely closed in. And then at the back, when you drop the tailgate, you want to build a little cubby hole so you can put your lawn chairs, your jumper cables, whatever else you want to put in there, okay? So a sheet of that 18 gauge metal, a 4x8 sheet, my cost, 2 sheets of 4x10, 18 gauge metal, pickled, hot rolled, $628 a sheet, or $628 for 2 sheets. So just say $630. So it's basically $315 per sheet. And I bought 2 sheets. Okay, 2 sheets. All right. All right. So you got just say $700 in metal and sheet metal. All right. That tubing, that 1x1 tubing, 11 gauge, is $62 a stick. All right. Just say $60 a stick. All right. 20-foot stick. All right. I bought 7 sticks. All right. Now I bought 7 sticks because I used some on the box truck. I've used 3 sticks or 2.5 sticks in this. So just say, so you got 60 and 60, that's 120. That's $150 in tubing. So I got $150 in tubing. I got $650 in sheet metal, right? So you got 6 and 1, that's 7, another, that's 8. That's $800. All right? That's $800 just for the sheet metal and the tubing. That's it. All right? That's $800. All right? Now, you got $800 in sheet metal and tubing. Now, you need a welder. You need a cutoff. You need a grinder with a cutoff wheel from Harbor Freight. You need a chop saw. You need something to cut it. You need a tape measure. All right. So if you got a grinder with a cutoff wheel, if you get them on a deal like Build on a Budget does, and you find them when you get them 99 cents a piece, then you're racking up. All right. You're gonna have to cut the tubing as straight as you can cut it. Right. You lay out your frame. You lay out your idea. And then you go from there. So basically, you build a perimeter. It's like building a deck, right? You build the perimeter and you build your full joists, right? And then you run your little stiffener boards in the middle, the little tubing in the middle, right? And you got to remember where everything's at, because when you go to put screws down to hold it in place, you're going to have to come back and spot weld it in place, all right? So you lay it all out and you lay this out, all right? Shop rate's $100 an hour, all right? So this bed right here, I got about 4 or 5 hours building the frame. So that's $500 in building the frame, all right? So you got $650, $750, you got $800 in metal, then you got about 4 hours in labor building the frame. So there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's $1,200, all right? Now, you got a bead roller. You got to have a bead roller, right, to do it. So you got to buy that. Them things ain't cheap. So you got to buy a bead roller. If you had the manual bead roller and you had the bead roller, I'd still be up there bead rolling. All right. So we won't even worry about the tool right now. So we got $1,300 in 1 day labor, building the frame, and then cutting the metal to fit. So just say 5 hours. You got 5 hours in metal, 5 hours in labor, getting it ready to where it was at, and that's $500. Now you got $1,200 in material, so that's 12. That's 5, 6, 7. That's $1,700. Today, rolled everything, laid everything, and rolled everything out. So you got 2 men. Just say you got 2 men on it, laying it out, bead rolling. 2 men, 8 hours. That's another $800. $100 an hour. You got 2 men working on it. All right. So it's $100 an hour. You got 2 men working on it. That's $200 an hour. All right. We work 4 hours. 4 times, that's $800. That's $800 in labor. You got 4 hours, 4 hours. 4 and 4 make 8. 8 times 100, that's 800. All right. It's $800 in labor. So you got $800 in labor. Then you got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's $1,300. That bed right there, all that work right there, plus or minus $300 to $3,500. Labor, material, out the door. So if you add tax, $4 grand. And somebody's gonna say, I'm not paying that. Well, that's okay. You don't have to pay that. But the man next to you will, or the man this way will, or the man over there will, or the man over there will. It's $4 grand. So $4 grand, build a raised bed floor, and I'm not even done. I'm not even done. I gotta weld everything and do the metal work. So you're gonna have at least another day in welding. So there's another 8 hours, plus consumables. It'll be $5,000 in that bed when it's all done. And then you gotta paint the son of a gun. All right, boys and girls, let's get over to it. You see how it's turning coffee brown? That's not rust, all right? Oh yeah, we ain't even talking about these wheel tubs. I made these wheel tubs. They're out of 16 gauge. So they're out of 16 gauge. That's ridiculous. What's ridiculous? What's ridiculous? Life's ridiculous. Hey, it takes what it takes, man. Hey, time is money, man. Time is money. Time is money. Time is money. Time is money. Oh yeah, it's not for the weak. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah. So I was gonna block sand the door and the fenders and all that stuff for the before that, but I'm not. But I am gonna. I metal treated the roof, so I'll finish it tomorrow, and then I'll epoxy that, and then after the Peach Festival, we'll pull the front windshield, pull all the glass. Pull everything. Pull the glass, the door glass, pull the front fenders, front core support, pull everything. Take everything off the wall, take everything on the firewall, take it off, lay it on the engine, take all that, get everything back, go Dollar General and buy like 3 cases of daggone aluminum foil everything up, and clean all this rubber off the firewall, get all this rubber right here. Get all that stuff off. Fix a panel to cover the hole for the AC. Pull the heater coil out. Fix those holes. Completely shave the firewall on that side. And go from there. And then paint the firewall. Go ahead and paint the firewall. And paint the core support. Paint the back sides of the fenders. Paint the tubs. These are slosh tubs. These are the big tubs. Do all that and then trim out the fenders, sand the like I said, I wasn't really worried about that right there. I didn't give 2 rats' asses about that because we're taking all this stuff out anyway. He's got new glass, new rubber, new seals. He's got all that stuff. Pull the door panels off, ship out the door panels, sand the door jambs. I don't know, Elko. Don't know yet. I don't know what he wants to run. Sand the doors, get the doors done. I mean, this thing is solid, man. And no, I didn't put floor pans in this thing. I didn't paint the floors, nothing. But I'm going to go in here and take the windshield out. I'm going to clean all the dust off. I'm going to scotch everything. I'm going to put white epoxy. I'm going to spray everything in white epoxy and then paint everything in the cab orange. I got to pull the speaker box out. I got to ship it with the interior so they can wrap it in leather. And this too. We're going to put a Starlight headliner in it. We're going to get as many lights as we can put in it. It'll be leather. Everything will be leather. Orange leather. Everything will be leather. Orange leather. And the door jambs are going to be orange. Door jambs are going to be orange, but the jambs on the truck are going to be blue. You're just going to have to bear with me, All right, these will be blue. This will be orange because this is going to be orange. 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 The dash is going to be on. Everything's going to be orange. Orange leather interior. All orange. So when you go to shut the door, so when you're in the truck, right, and you shut the door, all this that you see will be orange, right? It'll be orange because the interior will be orange. Then when you open the door to get out, all this will be orange. This will be blue. This will be blue, all right? So when you shut the door, all you see is orange, all right? Okay? Now, I've been contemplating on it, and this is, believe what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some hooks down in them holes so I can drop down there and pick the bed up. I gotta build the floor here. The speaker box is going right here, and the speaker box is gonna be from here all the way over there. So there's gonna be a void right here. So I'm gonna build a floor. All right. I'm gonna put sheet metal over this. I'm gonna build a floor. Everything will be painted top and bottom. And then right here, I'm gonna build an access panel that actually screws in place once the speaker box drops in. Because once the speaker box drops in, it's gonna be level right here, which will be 13 3/8. The speaker box is gonna be orange. I said before it was gonna be blue, but now I wanna paint the bed blue, paint this orange. So when you walk up to the truck, all right, when you walk up to the truck will be blue and white, blue on the top, white in the middle, blue on the bottom, have 3 stripes on or it'll have 6 stripes, 3 on that side, 3 on that side. And when you walk up to the truck will be blue with the white band going all the way around it. And then when you walk up, the bed will be orange. The bed will be orange, all right? The interior will be orange, all right? And then this will be blue. And then on the hood, it'll have the RPO stripes. It'll have an 1/8. The hood's already painted. It'll be, just because we want to see what the color look like. It'll be an 1/8 orange stripe. So it'll be blue, 1/8 orange stripe, blue, a 2-inch white stripe, blue, 1/8 orange stripe, blue, white stripe, blue, orange stripe. Just on this corner, just on the side, that's it. And then right here, it'll be blue with an orange stripe, white, orange stripe, blue. So the orange stripe will be carried on the side as well because it's gonna have orange interior, and then all this will be orange. I might even get crazy. I might even paint the wheel tubs white. I might do a brake line right there and paint all this orange. The speaker box will be orange with white inlay inside, and then all of it will be smoothed up. I might even paint these orange. Also, I'm painting the top white all the way down to the stainless trim, so the top will be white. And the gas tank, the gas tank is right, there's the gas tank. I gotta put a filler neck hose from the gas tank. It's got a 20 gallon fuel tank in it. So, let me plug my phone back up. See what y'all saying, live with you. There's 100 people in here. Man, hit that subscribe button, boys and girls. Hit that notification bell. I'd greatly appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up. That's not a fuel cell. That's the bed. I had a 77. It was black and white and silver with a gray Daytona. Oh yeah, I bet that was a nice truck. Are you going to use corrugated sheet metal? Are you going to use corrugated sheets of metal for the truck bed? What? Easy money. Are you going to use corrugated sheet? Are you going to use corrugated sheet metal for the truck bed? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. This is the bed. This is the bed floor. I made it today. This is the floor. I got to weld it in. That is the floor. I made that. Made every bit of that. So I don't understand what you're asking me. I made everything. Wheel tubs. I made these wheel tubs. I made this frame. It's 13 7/8 finish height because the speaker box going in there. I got a sheet metal all this. Yeah. That's not the blue we're going with. He picked that blue a long time ago, and about a year ago, and I wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling it, and so we good on that. Oh yeah, and the battery. Here's where the battery's at right here. There's a XS Power 4,000 watt battery on the frame rail right there. It runs the truck. I'm gonna put another battery. I'm gonna put another battery under here and another battery under there because the air ride is in the back. Oh, it's okay, man. It's okay, easy money. A lot of people use that corrugated metal. A lot of people use that corrugated metal. Not me, I don't use it. Hurry up, grab a bucket. Completely. I appreciate it. What's up, everybody? What's up, Metal Art? I sub JG built. Tulu, I'm missing another. Let's see, JA, there's built, Tulu, 84 Cutting, 87 SS, Metal Art Garage, Carolina Big, Elko, Chris Fisher. Who am I missing? Somebody else chime in. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Let me go down through here. Who else am I missing? Bick, Scoot, Carolina Big, 87 SS. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, let's see. Badass 93 Stang. Them are some frequent flyers. Yeah, so yeah, subscribe to every, look, we are, well, I feel like I'm an outcast. Please repeat your sin. Yeah. I ain't worried about none of that, but I appreciate it, Phil. Everybody in here that's in green or blue, they're good people. I'm the outsider. They good people. They got their own little clique, and they just let me join from time to time. They just let me join from time to time. Yeah, they let me join from time to time. They keep me around for entertainment. They keep me around for entertainment, for comical relief. They keep me around. They keep me around. They keep me around for comical relief. You remember back in the day when there was kings and queens, you know, and they had jesters. I'm the jester. I'm the one that comes out there. Yeah, they keep me around for entertainment. Don't do it. 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 I said your name, Scoot. Hey, how do they lower the engine bay? How do they lower the engine bay floor? I don't lower the engine bay. You talking about body dropping? No, that truck's not body dropped. That truck lays on the pinch wheels. It's not body dropped. It's still on stock mounts. It's not body drop. Body drop is where you cut the floor and raise the chassis up into the floor so the body goes down. That truck's not been body dropped. That truck lays frame all the way to front to back. The only reason why the front is sticking up a little bit because it's sitting on the cross member or the K member. The cross member in those trucks, the only way to get the front end to come on down, get the nose to come on down, is you have to Z the frame, or you have to take the whole front cross member out and put like a Porter-built tubular cross member in. You take yours out, unbolt yours, and bolt a tubular cross member in and run upper and lower control arms like 87 SS is running on short dog bed. He's got a square body. It's actually his wife's, where he put Ottoman USA upper and lower control arms on, which are really, really nice. He's running coilovers. This truck has full air ride, so I could not run those A arms because this truck don't have coilovers. I put 3-inch drop spindles. I put 3-inch drop spindles on here, and then I put 3-inch drop pockets in the A arm. So I took the A arm where the spring sets in the lower control arm, and I cut that pocket out, right? I cut that pocket out. Then I took a piece of 10-inch pipe, 1/2-inch wall, made it 3 inches deep, and recessed it in there, and then welded it back up. And then I took an airbag and stuck it in there. So that's what they call a 3-inch drop pocket. So what I did is I took the center line of the A-arm and I cut a hole in it and I dropped it down 3 inches. By doing that, it brings the front down even lower. So that truck has 3-inch drop spindles with 3-inch drop pockets. So that truck has a 6-inch drop in the front with 6-inch airbags. So when I drop the bags, the front of that truck drops 12 inches, if that makes sense. And in the back I have a 12-inch monster notch, which I built the notch out of 2x4 rectangular tube and 3/16 wall. And that thing has a 2-link system in the back that's from Bill from Texas Metal. And it has I wanted to put a Watts link on it, but there wasn't enough room. So there's a pan hard bar on it. There's a 2-link system on it, and it has the bags. And I used the 2-link system. I bolted the 2-link system up into the front leaf spring purchase, and then went from there. So everything bolted right up, and then I welded everything to the rear end. I put a 2-piece dry shaft in the truck, and the second part dry shaft, like a 2-piece dry shaft in a C10. The second part, the part that hooks to the rear end that goes to the pillar block bearing, you have to shorten it 14 inches for a short bed, right? So I put a 2-piece dry shaft in this truck, and I shortened the rear section 14 inches because the difference between a short bed and a long bed is 14 inches. So if you have a long bed truck and you want to make it a short bed truck, you have to cut 14 inches out of the chassis, 14 inches out of the bed, 14 inches out of the dry shaft, 14 inches out of the brake lines, 14 inches out of the emergency brake cable, and 14 inches out of the exhaust to make it from a long bed to short bed. That's the difference. All right. So that's the, hold on a second, what happened? Hold on a second. That's what she said, JG remix short bed to shorty named Short Dog Bed. Sheesh. Yeah, mommy, yeah. I'm in North Carolina. Oh yeah, we good. So so that's what I was telling Tulu. Tulu wants a short bed F100, right? And it's hard to find them. And if you find them, they either rusted all the pieces or somebody wants an ass load of money for them. But you can find a long bed easy. You can buy bed panels. So you can buy a bed. You can buy a brand new bed, right? So if Tulu finds him a really, really, really nice long bed, shit, I know a guy. Vroom, vroom, vroom. I know a guy. We can make it long to short, long to short. Whenever you send your interior out, do a favor and send them a sample of the interior paint coat. Close. A zipper head, you already own it. I am. And I'm also I sent a sample to the company that I'm buying the plywood. It's not plywood, it's PVS, it's plastic inserted to build the speaker box. So I sent them a spray out as well on metal, not plastic. So if you're gonna send anybody a spray out so they can match stuff, don't send it on plastic, send it on metal. Because the reason why you send it on metal is because when they take the camera and scan it, it shows up better on metal than it does plastic, because plastic doesn't reflect light like metal does. It's called there's a big word like mayonnaise. Photos, like supercalifragilistic. It's a big long word. Plastic don't reflect light the same way. So that's why bumper covers, mirrors, spoilers on new cars don't match, because plastics are painted off-site and sun reflects light different on plastic parts. And if you don't believe me, 87 SS, walk out there and look at your Durango and look at your front bumper versus your fender, and they're two different reds. I noticed it the other day in one of your videos, but I didn't want to tell you, but now I told you. Now you know. And once you see, you ain't gonna never be able to see it ever again. I know a guy got a truck. Old school Fords come up. 87 gonna text me tomorrow and tell me, he said, I got a feeling 87 gonna text me and he's gonna say, hey, shitbird, I can't stand you for telling me that. Now I can't unsee that. Yeah, plastic don't match. None of it matches. Don't match from factory. So I did send a metal sample out. I did send a metal sample out to the interior guy and to the company that's making the material for the speaker box. Also, I sent a spray out sample to Lux Wheels because Lux Wheels is making a set of wheels for OG6 and they're going to powder coat the spokes the same color orange as a paint thing. So I got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Hold on a second. Old school Force come bit. Oh yeah. So I've seen it, but now I know why, man. Y'all be good. Hey, what's the problem, Carolina Big? We on the same schedule, big dog. 5 o'clock be early. The only bad thing about between me and you, I just have to walk to work. Yeah, that's the reason why 87, because plastic don't match. The mirrors don't match, the spoilers don't match. None of that stuff matches. It's painted off-site. Seeing this is what lives are for. Great information and great work. Facts. I appreciate it. Hey, look, y'all. Give 87 a pat on the back because 87 did a live today about his truck overheating, and he jumped up like 4,000 views on that video, man. Live videos is, hey, when you have live videos that have something that's entertaining, that's educational, it's fun, it's motivation, it's great. But when you have a live, it's like, what's up, fam? What's up, fam? I'm bored, ain't got nothing to do. Six, 8, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so, you know, when you have lives that help stuff, explain stuff and stuff like that, it works good. But when you have lives, and this is what you're doing, what's up, fam? I ain't doing nothing. I didn't do shit today. I didn't do nothing today. What'd y'all do today? Huh? Did y'all do anything? I didn't do nothing. Did y'all do anything? Oh, I gotta eat something. Let me turn this around here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Play nice. Play nice. Play nice. Play nice. Play nice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just glad y'all hang out with me. I'm glad y'all hang out with me. I appreciate it. It makes me feel good. It warms this old boy's heart. So let me give you one more walk. Let me give you one more walk around on the truck. So these are 22 by 12s with a 6-inch lip. I'm running 315 35 22s on the back. They are 20 by 8s on the front, running a 245 45 20 on the front. So the OD of the front tire is the same OD as the back tire. Even though the front tire is a 20, the back tire is a 22. So that's a 22 by 12 with a 6-inch lip with a 335 tire on there. I can't get no more on there. That thing is stuffed like a Christmas turkey, right? These right here are 20 by 8s. These are 20 by 8s with a 3-inch lip on the front. I've done that for a lot of reasons. I like the staggered look. I really do. I can put 24s on the back. There is enough room to go 24s. I can go 24 by 12s on the back. And the only reason why we didn't go 24s on the back is because this wheel that he likes, this wheel, at the time they didn't make a 24. So they made a 22 by 12 and they made a 20. So that's where we went for there. And who's to say he might not change the wheels later on down the road. And if he does, I built the truck to handle a 24 by, I actually built the truck to handle a 24 by 15 on the back. So it can handle a 24 by 15, but Lord have mercy. Daddy don't want to have to buy no tires for that son gun, but it can handle a 24. A 24 by 12 or 24 by 11 would be real good on the back. So if he decides he wants to go to a 24 will fit. 26, there ain't no room for a 26. And the reason why there's no room for a 26 is because when I built the wheel tubs, I went all the way to the top. See that? I went all the way to the top of the bed, right? So there's no room to run a 26. The fronts we can run 22s. The fronts we can run 24s. There is enough room to run 24s with these big slosh tubs. So these big slosh tubs can handle 24s. So he could run 24s all the way around, but I don't like running big wheels on the front because it just messes with the steering and stuff. Plus, I like the staggered look. Yeah. I mean, if you 87. If you build the vehicle, if you know you're going with a 26, build it for a 26. But if you know you're going to go with a 24, but a possible you're going to go upgrade later down the road, build the truck to handle a 26. But if your pockets can only handle a 24, get a 24, and then later down the road, if you decide to get a 26, you still got room and you don't have to reinvent the wheel and modify everything for the 26 to fit. So that's what I did with this one. We wanted to run 24s in the back, but we couldn't find a wheel that he couldn't find a wheel that he liked in a 24, but I still built the back to handle a 24. And still tuck nuts. It'll still go all the way down with a 24 because there's enough room. I put a monster notch in it, so there's enough room for it to move. So that's that. Yeah, a lot of people like 15x8 rallies. A lot of people like 15x8 rallies, and you know what else they like? They like white Adidas tennis shoes, and they like Corvettes, and they wear short blue jean shorts, and they roll their Marlboros up in their shirt sleeve. So they do that too. Some people will get that, some people won't. So some people will get that, some people won't. So like I said, when this thing's outside in the grass, the pinch weld lays all the way in the ground and goes from there. I'm gonna paint these white. He's got a new grill. He's got new bumpers. He's got a lot of stuff. My boy's been buying a lot of stuff, so he's got a lot of stuff. These are square bodies. These are square body pickup trucks. What do they call these box bodies? These are square body pickup trucks. C10s, all the way up to 87. They call these C10s all the way up to 87. In 87, they switched over in 87 and they started calling these things R10. They dropped the C and they dropped the K and they started going R10s. So this truck right here run all the way up into the OBS truck style. This right here is a square body. Like I said, all the way up to 1986. These things were called C10s. People still call them C10s, but when you go to the parts store to order parts, if this was an 87, it would be considered an R10, not a C10. But this one is a C10. It's a 1986 with a 4.3 V6. The guy that owned it originally, my son's the second owner. Been parked for like 20 some years. We bought this for him when he was 17, so he's 20, so we've had the truck for 3 years. It's got a 4.3 V6 in it. It's got like 70,000 miles on it. It's got a turbo 400 transmission. It's got big brakes. It's got the big brakes. It's got the 1.25 inch brakes on the front. It's got the big brakes on the back. It's loaded. It's got air conditioner. It's got cruise. It's got manual steering. It's got power steering, no tilt. And the guy ordered it with the Silverado 10 package with all the chrome and the trim, but he ordered it with manual windows and stuff like that. So, all right, boys and girls, it's 10:20. So I appreciate every single one of you stepping on here. I'm gonna finish cleaning up. I'm gonna spray some more metal treat. I'm gonna wipe it down. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned because the Peach Festival is this Thursday, Friday and Saturday, and I will be dropping a shitload of videos on the Peach Festival. And if you're coming to the Peach Festival and you want to get together, make sure you send me a message. Right there's my phone number. Just text me and let me know. Everybody hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, share the button, support those that support you. And remember what I said, boys and girls. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first at loose and drag. Peace,